Hello everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to a new video about Assassin's Creed Unity. And today we've got a brand new article which was sent to me by Luke. I don't know how the fuck he found it, but it's here. It's actually on the Ubisoft blog, so whether he went on there or not, I don't know why you would. But anyways, this is 9 things you need to know about Assassin's Creed Unity. The first thing about Assassin's Creed Unity is everything is new. Assassin's Creed Unity isn't just an iteration on the previous Assassin's Creeds. This game has been rebuilt from the ground up specifically for the next generation of consoles and the latest PCs. Creative director of Assassin's Creed Unity, Alex Amuncio, said because of these new next-gen consoles, this is the first time that we can fundamentally change a lot of the core mechanics and a lot of the stuff under the hood in terms of engine, game mechanics, and a lot of the actual game structure. So this is what Unity is. It's not a reboot, it's a reinvention of Assassin's Creed for this next generation, which is really cool to see. Brand new, like they're going to redo the whole game, just specially for next gen, and not just update it for next gen, they're literally going to rebuild it. Number 2 is about the parkour. One of the biggest changes, the ability to navigate down a building. Previously you climbed up a building, race across the rooftops, then find a convenient haystack for a leap of faith, landing safely on the ground below. We wanted to avoid having haystacks all over the place and doing that special move all the time, says senior producer Vincent Pontbriand. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Controlled descent is more exciting. It allows you to do things that are different each time. This also adds a sense of joy of being free and doing whatever you want. You'll need that extra freedom of movement as these buildings are now all designed 1-to-1 scale. Acrophobics beware. Is that like being scared of heights? I'm not really too sure. You'll really feel that height when you're standing atop Notre Dame staring over the city. And that's just a small taste of how navigation's been overhauled. The way the assassin will move through Paris has been radically different than the previous games, but there'll be more on that later. Number 3 is the stealth. From how enemies react when they spot you to how you sneak around Paris, stealth gets a full makeover. That includes a new stealth stance, which changes how Arno moves and alters how he sees the world. In fact, stealth is once again the centre of the experience, thanks to some radical changes to the gameplay. After all, as Amuncio says, Assassin's Creed is first and foremost a social stealth game. You're an assassin, you shouldn't be Rambo. This sounds really, really cool to see that stealth is kind of taking like a front seat to this game. Like stealth is a huge part of it. But of course they haven't forgotten about combat and the other features that are in the game. Number 4 is the combat. Speaking of Rambo, when it comes to combat, the team went back to the original core values of the game, but then executed everything on a next gen level. We actually made the combat a little bit harder than before, Pontbriand says. The assassin is still a very, very strong fighter, and he can easily dispatch an individual or a couple of guards or enemies, but we also wanted to make the game a little more realistic. Enemies are both smarter and tougher, but so is the assassin. Button mashing will no longer work when facing a large crowd. A savvy assassin will have to rely on a combination of stealth, planning, and all the tools at his disposal to handle a certain situation. It's more fun because there are more tactics involved. It sounds really, really awesome to see that, like, combat is going to be completely redone. It's going to be made harder. You're going to have to use tactics rather than just smashing the X button, which is just, that's what we've all wanted. This is promising to be a really, really good game. Number 5, which I think is probably one of the best, is mission structure. The missions are now completely uncontrolled. They've completely changed the mission structure, or to put it more directly, missions no longer have a set structure. In previous games, you'd be given a set of goals. You'd achieve them, or you'd start over, either at the beginning of the mission, or an appropriate checkpoint. Assassin's Creed Unity introduces something called Adaptive Missions Mechanic, also known as AMM, which is exactly what it sounds like. To explain AAM, Amuncio lays out a typical scenario from the previous games. Let's say you're tailing a Templar target. If you get spotted, the mission might be over. That's no longer the case in Unity. We've opted for a different philosophy where we won't tell you to tail this guy, Amuncio says. We'll just maybe tell you how to figure out where he's going. That means you could tail him if you like, but if you get spotted, the tail could turn to a chase. You could lose him altogether, your goal switches to locating your target. If a riot happens to break out and your target is killed, then you can loot his body to say find a letter that tells you where he's going. So it's really up to the player to figure out how they're going to deal with this, Amuncio says. Of course, there's much more to AMM than this. It'll never be as simple as choosing the easiest path, i.e. killing every target and looting their bodies, because that could have serious repercussions in the world. If a guy is missing, maybe they're going to double up patrols in your next mission, so there's a risk. It evens itself out. That sounds really, really cool, like to see these adaptive missions, so you're never going to play it the same way each time. Different things always happen. You can do it in a bunch of different ways, and it really gives you the freedom as an assassin to sort of control the mission and do what you want to do in this open world, which is that's just really, really cool news. Number 6 is about Arno himself. Every assassin finds his way into the Creed in a different way. For Arno Dorian, his journey is about redemption. Arno was witness to a great loss. He feels responsibility for that. He feels he could have prevented it, and he didn't. So Arno seeks out the assassins in hopes of acquiring the means to prevent the corruption that hurt him from hurting other people. Of course, that's just the first layer of the story, and Monsieur promises there are multiple layers to Arno's tale, but we'll have to wait a little longer to learn about this intriguing new assassin. Number 7 is the city of Paris. Assassin's Creed Unity is set in Paris during the French Revolution, one of the bloodiest, most chaotic periods in world history. This was also a time which set the stage for the modern era, changing everything that came afterwards. The history lesson aside, Paris during the French Revolution was also a bustling, dense city with amazing architecture and a diverse population. There are various factions in the world, groups of people who will interact with each other and who the player can use to his advantage. There are moments when you might see crowds of up to 5,000 NPCs on screen at once, as opposed to the 150 or so that you might find in previous games. Assassin's Creed Unity also introduces interiors. Yes, you can enter buildings throughout the city, some of which will be simple interiors, with others being fully decked out settings for missions. It's a game changer for us, Point Brand says. You can explore Paris inside and out, and under the catacombs of Paris will also be available for players to explore. So with those catacombs, okay, or catacombs, I don't know, people pronounce it differently. How do you pronounce it? Comment down in the okay, never mind. Are those going to be like AC2 and Brotherhood and Revelations with the underground, not so much Revelations, but AC Brotherhood and 2 with the underground like places where you can get like the super awesome armor and treasures and gear and stuff, which is really, really, really cool. Let's hope they've reintroduced that into the game, because that would be really, really awesome. Number 8 is the co-op. Alongside the single player experience, Assassin's Creed Unity also lets up to 4 players join and take on a story-driven mission in their game world. Each mission itself is a contained story, which means that we picked out really cool elements of the French Revolution and built a huge systemic mission around it. And each of these missions can be replayed multiple times, tackled in multiple ways, offering different experiences depending on how many of your Brotherhood join and how they're customized, which is really that's really, really cool. So we know obviously it's separate, they're missions on their own, it's not integrated like how it is. But I think co-op's going to prove to be really, really cool. I can't wait to play that with some of you guys. If you guys want to play some co-op with me, that would be really cool. Might do some live streams of it and stuff like that. Or do like a little video series where I play with subscribers, because that would be really cool too. And number 9 is something which I am very happy about, is choose your own assassin, which is including customization, okay? We have a fully customizable assassin who can evolve over the course of the game. So you complete missions, you earn skill points, which you use to spend on upgrading your skills. Unity offers different skill trees for stealth, combat, and navigation, so it's up to you how you spend those points, which is amazing news that you have a skill tree, so you can choose, like, maybe, like, it's just going to be cool. That is going to be really, really cool. But the next bit is possibly even cooler. You can also customize your assassin with different gear, offering even more diversity in how you play. This customization fully crosses over from the single player to co-op and back again, which is insanely cool. So that means you're going to be able to get these different armors, different outfits, you're going to get loads of different weapons and stuff like that, and that's just generally going to be really, really cool. That is going to be so good. I can't wait for the customization. That's what I've talked about, what I wanted. Like, one of the biggest things I've wanted was customization, and that is generally just going to be really, really cool to see that actually being implemented into the game. The last thing is a bonus little bit, which is about the present day. It says there will be a present day, however, they're not talking about it yet. Amancio did say it's very different than anything you've seen in the modern day before. He says Black Flag was different, this is more different. So what are we going to be seeing? What is this going to be? I wonder. Oh man. I wonder what we're going to see. It's interesting. So it's not going to be like Desmond, because it's meant to be different. It's not going to be like 84, because it's meant to be different. What else could it be? Comment down in the comments below, tell me what you guys think the modern day is going to be, and what do you think about all these different things. Which is your favourite point from 1 to 10, or 1 to 9, and then also the modern day. But what's your favourite point that I've mentioned in this video? Comment down in the comments below, tell me what you think, and like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Shooting cannons, I'll be sailing far. Play down, running, leaping ship to ship. Dreaming of my life without all this shit. But lately I've been bringing on. So no more shooting cannons, I'll be sailing far.